my beautiful friends. Welcome back to Seeking Out Sunshine and another weekly whip Strokes of Sunshine video. I'm Ashley. If you are new here, I'm so glad you decided to click on this video and join us for a brief moment in our community. To my returning viewers and subscribers, thank you for being part of this community. We are going to have a fun day of looking at some of the books that I've been working on this week, but also talking about some Sunshine Channel news and trying out a new fun background. So I hope you will stick around with me. But let's start by taking a look at the books that I worked on this past week. So in Tropical World, I continued working on my jellyfish page, adding some pencil and gel pen, and I'm having a lot of fun with this page. And hopefully we will get that one done soon. Next is Johanna Basford's Small Victories, and this is the first page I've even started in this book. I got the inspiration from Jordy at Jordy Colors to maybe try just using one set of pencils for a book. So I got out my Star Gold Joy pencils and started this page and thought this might be something. This is the perfect size book just to slide in my pencil bag for those pencils, and thought it could be just something I take when I need to go places quickly. And I'm just going to kind of see how it goes. I'm not like holding myself to it if I decide to change mediums, but that is the hope right now. We'll see. But I was enjoying that. I also am not somebody who only likes using one medium on a page. So this is very weird for me to just be using pencil. So I could see that changing as well. So we could come back next week and this could look completely different, but that is how it has started and this is how it's going. Next, I did a page this week in Enchanted Faces. I have a mythographic page that I want to work on, and I just wanted to try out the colors I had picked for that on a page, so I just quickly did this page one day and love how it turned out. These pages are a lot of fun. This is my second one that I've done in this book, so this was my first, but I love that it's like a little mini version, and it's just a great way to try out color palettes and so forth. So fun page in Enchanted Faces. Last week we started the title page in Dr. Seuss's Oh, the Place You'll Go here on camera with the Reuben metallic watercolors that I had gotten. And when I got done with that video, I just worked on a Neocolor 2 background and then pulled in some dark pastels on the balloon and throughout the clouds and around the border. And love how that little page turned out. Looking forward to doing some more pages in this book soon. And then I have Magical Worlds, and I decided to pull my Crayola Super Tips back out. Oh, it's the title page. Get with it, Ashley. And use the stippling motion. So I would put the Crayola Super Tip on my Caran d'Ache palette, and then I would pick it up with my water brush and stipple it on the page. So just kind of trying something new. Also wanted to see how this paper did with that type of water medium. Thrown in a couple gel pens and pencils and stuff so far, but this is where that one is at currently. And then if you saw one of my latest videos, it was my monthly favorites in the form of supplies from May, and I challenged myself to take those 5 supplies and create a page with them and do like a little review with you guys on what I thought of those supplies and how they work and how I've been using them and what I've learned about them. And this was the page that I completed on that video. So that was a lot of fun. If you want to hear more about the supplies that made my top 5 or how I did this page, be sure to check that page out on my channel. And that is it, guys. That is what I did this past week. And while I have lots of things that we could be working on as far as whips go, in true Ashley fashion, we're going to start a new page because that's what we do. So I have a page in Rita Berman's Hidden Oceans here, and it is this one. And I want to try a new background out that I kind of have tried the techniques and other things. Like I tried one of the techniques in my recent Let Your Light Shine video, And then I've tried out Neocolor backgrounds, obviously, but I kind of want to combine some background techniques together and just see how it works out. And then I don't know if we'll have time, but my idea is I've had these Guana acrylic markers for a while, and I haven't really been using them. So I want to maybe do all of the beautiful sea flowers with just acrylic markers. And that would be a challenge for me too, because again, I don't, that's not how I normally color, and I'm trying to step outside the box. So we'll see how this background goes. And then I just have some things to talk with you guys about that I'm excited for. So we'll see how much coloring I get done, and how much talking I get done, because we all know when I start talking, I sometimes stop coloring. I'm usually a very good multitasker. I totally have ADHD, and I have multitasked my whole life. It seems like that's where I thrive. But for some reason, when I get on camera, I can't multitask. I don't know what it is, but I just can't. So, all right. So we're going to start with, I pulled some Neocolors. I've got sapphire blue, cobalt blue, light blue, and Prussian blue. So those are kind of the colors that I picked, and I'm just going.
Okay, so this is Future Editing Ashley, and right at this time, you can tell that I am still talking with my hands, but there is no sound coming out of my video. So ironically, I had filmed all the rest of this video with a voiceover, and none of it recorded somehow. Something happened to my microphone, but like I said, so ironic for what I talked about on this video. And I just decided that instead of scrapping the whole video and starting over and doing something else, I was going to show up in this moment and just try to re-record what I'd already done, even though it's not going to match anything that happens on the screen. And I hope that you, as my community, will give me grace in this process and stick with me through it, because I do believe what I was saying today was valuable for us to hear. And I also enjoy doing this background. So I will just give you a little bit of a heads up of what I'm going to do on this background. I'm starting with the Neocolors, and I'm just going to go all the way around those sea flowers, changing up those Neocolors as we go around. I do think I have a little bit of time once I get done with the Neocolors, probably to share my next steps, but we're just going to wing it, guys. And this is me showing up raw and real, and me working through these mountains that currently have been in front of me, and we'll get more into that later. But I wanted to start this week and give some love out to my community. There have been some shining lights for me, and I just wanted to shout them out. The first one is Jen at Coloring Jen 1975. Jen, I just want to tell you how much I appreciate for sharing your beautiful heart with me and showing up in the midst of climbing your own mountains. I so appreciate your example of bravery and vulnerability, and I think that you're just a beautiful light for our community. So thank you for being here, and thank you for just the many ways that you sparked my life this week. The next is my sweet Allie over at Allie Art J, or Artie Allie J. And Allie feels like a friend I have known my whole life. Yet it's only been 3 months. And it's been over the internet. So never met Allie in person, but we have really connected through our journeys of doing this, being part of the coloring community. And she is such a beautiful example to me of what a friend should look like. I love the way that she shows up for others. She has been one of my biggest cheerleaders, and I'm not even sure she fully understands how much I adore her and the bright light that she is in my life. She is rooting for everybody always, and I love her bright outlook and her beautiful, just her beautiful spirit that she extends toward every person, and it's just amazing. But Allie, you are one of a kind, and I just continue to be so appreciative that we found each other on our journeys. And then the third one I want to shout out is Jennifer over at Tulgey Woods Colors. Jennifer is going to be my first buddy color, and it was just kind of a surreal moment for me because I was watching one of her videos. She's an amazing colorist. I love her videos. Go check her out. But she was talking about how she was going to do Lulu for the month of June, and she had a few books that she still needed to buddy color with. And my heart had been telling me that I needed to try a buddy color this month. And I kept saying, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to put myself out there like that. Because that feels really vulnerable, right? Like to say, oh, I'm going to buddy color. And then, they're going to like put my picture up next to theirs and it's going to be a comparison. And I don't want to be compared and just all the things that goes with that and how that can make you feel. And I just was like, Ashley, get over yourself. This is like such a loving, caring community that you have been a part of these last 3 months. You will find so much joy in this process, and it's not about comparison at all. Like that's the thief of joy, right? It's about the journey and the connection that you're going to get to make with Jennifer. And so I reached out to her and through a comment on her video. And she immediately reached out to me on Instagram and we started a conversation, and she was lovely and she's amazing. And she just made me feel so like confident and comfortable in this process. And here's somebody who's very established on their channel and who has been doing this. And she just was like, she just took me under her wing and was like telling me all the ways that I've got this, right? And she was that nudge that I needed. And I'm so thankful she's my first buddy color because I just think the process just flowed so nicely for it all to unfold. We haven't even like exchanged what we're doing on her page yet or like the, how far we've gotten or anything like that. But she's just made it such a wonderful experience so far. And I'm so thankful. I'm so beyond grateful that we are able to make friends like that in our coloring community, and that this space is just made up of such lovely people. So thank you to those like shining lights in my life. You are shining lights in the community, and I appreciate you so much. So other sunshine, you guys, sunshine, let me get it right. Other sunshine news for us. Okay, so our beautiful community has grown to 171 of you at this time that I'm recording this video. And you guys, I'm slapping my cheeks. I am just beyond thankful for each of you. I cannot believe that there are 171 of you that want to follow me in my journey right now, especially since I'm like such a beginner, right? I'm so like new and like raw and just like don't really know what I'm doing yet. Like I'm like a baby bird, right? That has no idea how to fly. I'm just like giving it my best. My wings are flapping and I'm trying to see what I can do. And you guys are like showing up for me and with me, and that means so much to me. And I can't believe that there's 171 souls out there that want to do that with me, but it's so exciting. And it just makes me so eager and excited for what's to come. And I look forward to like connecting with all of you more than just you watching my videos. Like I would love to hear your feedback. I'd love to hear ideas you have for the channel. I'd love for you to share your heart with our community in the comments or in the community tab. Post your wins and your celebrations so we can like be excited with you. Tag your friends that need a community of sunshine. Share ways that you need support, like whatever it is and whatever modality that you want to like be in connection with. Let me know, because I really do want to build like this sanctuary space for people to come and feel safe and feel seen and just be able to show up authentically and truly as the bright lights that they are. And while I am so open to being that for all of you, like I hope we can be that for each other. I hope that you find a multitude of people in this community that you can connect with and grow with and feel seen with. So yeah, I just appreciate you guys so much. I just am in awe of that and look forward to what's to come, like I said. But I do have to say that these past 3 months that I have been doing this have challenged me in ways that I've never experienced before. But I really truly feel myself growing, and there is a new light inside of me. It's a light that I feel like maybe for a while was dimmed. I think about that part of Inside Out where they're showing her little islands, and some of them just completely go off grid, right? Like the lights go out and they're just dark. And I think that was me for a while. And that's gradually like coming back. You know, it was dim and now it's glowing a little bit. And I think it's just going to continue to get brighter. And it's because I've stepped out of my comfort zone. It's because I've decided to be completely vulnerable and put myself out here for strangers that I don't know currently. And being willing to be a beginner and be raw and be flawed and fail and make mistakes and stumble over my words and all of the above, right? Like it's happening. I'm walking through the muck of this new journey. And at the same time, I'm absolutely loving it. I look forward to my days and I'm eager to see how I will grow and learn and evolve and what will happen next. But I have to tell you, the universe has really tried to break me at times, especially over the last like 3 weeks. I just keep getting back up. So I guess I want to ask you, what is the thing that you're scared to do? What is the thing that you're worried about, or the thing that you think you may fail at or mess up or look silly? I used to tell my kindergartners, mistakes are proof that you are trying. And that is what I am doing. I'm trying and I'm failing and I'm getting it wrong and I'm messing up at times, but I am learning and growing and I'm building more confidence through each of those bumps and these mountains along the way. And I guess I want to know what it is that's holding you back from doing the same. Where are you hiding yourself? Or where are you not allowing yourself to be fully seen? I tell my boys, the only way we can fail is to stop trying. But maybe there's a second part to that, and it's not just if we stop trying, but maybe it's also we don't try at all. So where can we try more? Where can we put ourselves out in spaces that maybe feel a little uneasy or scary, but maybe just on the other side of that uncertainty, there is so much light and sunshine, because that is what I have found with all of you in this space. It's just a brand new, bright, beautiful light. And had I not been willing to be vulnerable during this last 3 months, if I've not been like willing to mess up right in front of strangers, or look silly in front of strangers, or sound silly in front of strangers, or all those things, I wouldn't have met some of the most like amazing people. And it's only been 90 days, or that's just crazy to me. So where do you need to show up? Back to telling my kids, like, the only way we can fail is to stop trying. I'm really good at giving advice sometimes to them, and then I have to like think about it for a while for myself and say, okay, you're telling them, this is advice, but are you taking that on in your own life? And it's 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 sorry, I just lost my words. It's amazing this week. I'll say that. It's been amazing this week that at different times both of my boys have come to me and they have said they either think it is really cool what I'm doing or that they're really proud of me for what I'm doing. Like, Mom, it's so cool that you like have this YouTube channel that you're doing, and Mom, I'm so, proud of you because you're working so hard on this even when, you're not sure you can do it. And they're just like filling me up with this pride and this love because of what they see me modeling for them. And neither one of them watch my videos or want to sit down and, color page with me. My 15-year-old would never sit down. He didn't sit down when he was little and color with me, but they're not, this isn't their thing. This isn't what drives them and what motivates them, but they see it as Mom's thing. And they see their mom showing up in a new capacity that's bringing her joy and that has set my soul on fire in so many ways. And they are proud of me. And I just don't think that there could be like a bigger conviction for me than my kids being able to see a change. It's almost like they're saying, Mom, I see a difference in you, without having to say they see a difference in me. But really, the fact that you are all here with me at the beginning of my very real and raw journey, as I fail and stumble to learn how to navigate this channel and the community, tells me that there may just be a part of you that desires to step outside of your own comfort zone and do something new too. Do it, friend. Be brave and tell me all about what your dream is, or what you want to try, or what you want to experience, or a place you want to go. Do it so we can be each other's cheerleaders. Do it so this community can, cheer for you and root for you and believe in you in those moments when maybe you can't believe in yourself. We need more women in our world rooting for each other and celebrating each other's wins along the way. And also, women who pick each other up and remind us to keep going and to just, like I said, be each other's biggest fans. It goes back to what we say here, like you'll never walk outside at night and look up into the star-filled sky and say, there's just not room for that star. Like, there's room for all of us to shine. There's room for all of us to show up as we are in this now moment, and who we will become in the moments, down the road. None of us will be the same. We are who we are today, but years from now, months from now, days from now, we'll be someone different. And you can always show up as who you are. Like I said, this video has posed some challenges, but this last month has been a big challenge for me in so many ways. I know the universe is testing me. It's testing me to doubt myself, to not feel enough, all the things. It feels like every time I get something kind of going in my life, or I've gotten good news or good things happening, and I just get into the groove of things, life likes to boom, smack me, right? And be like, psych, just kidding. Like, we gave you just a taste of it, but now we're going to calm you down and put you in your place. And a lot of times those moments it was enough to make me stop. It was enough to make me stop showing up. It was enough to make me doubt my self-worth or who I was. It was enough to make me just kind of crawl back in to the spaces that I was invisible, right? And this journey, as I've had those conflicts arise, or I've had those struggles happen, or those, moments of doubt creep in, I have kept telling myself to get back up and keep climbing. Like, you're not, this time it's going to be different, Ashley. You're not stopping. Like, you're going to keep going. Like, you're worth seeing this through and seeing what can happen and what kind of a community you can build of people who also need a community. But after like the 100th time, okay, I'm exaggerating, but it feels like it was 100th. It feels like it was 100 technical catastrophes. And here yet again, I am dealing with another technical catastrophe with my video. I really started questioning if I was supposed to be doing this. And I really just said, maybe this isn't your avenue. Maybe this isn't the road you do this on. Maybe this isn't your thing. Maybe you're not good enough to have this happen. And I had a big talk with the universe and said, everything feels like it's pointing me toward being done. But my heart believes this is where I'm supposed to be planted right now in my life. I really believe that. I really believe that I'm like supposed to be planted here. I think it's an opportunity, like I said, to meet people in places that I would never imagine, or, the fact that we can communicate and we can be across the earth from one another. It's just like unbelievable, right? It just feels like magic. And I feel like this is where I'm supposed to be. It's where I'm supposed to be planted to create this community and to grow and to do something that scares me and to push this hobby that I love of coloring and help others find their passions and enjoy coloring and just all the things, I really feel like this is where I'm supposed to be. But everything around me is telling me something different. And I told the universe, you got to give me a sign. Like, I don't know. Like, I can keep coloring, but I don't have to do that on camera. I don't have to make videos. I can just color. But for me, like, there's something more, right? That I wanted to do. I wanted to try. And, like I said, my heart feels like this is where I'm supposed to be, but I just felt like the universe was telling me, you're wrong, Ashley. So anyway, like I said, universe, give me a sign. And in the next 24 hours, the universe showed up with 3 of them. Not one. Just in case Ashley wasn't paying attention. Just in case Ashley saw one and was like, not strong enough of a, sign. The universe gave me 3. And the first one was Jen. So Jen again from at Coloring Jen 1975. She wrote me 3 of the most beautiful comments that I have received on my videos. And one about finding my channel at the exact time she needed it and how much my content meant to her. And while those comments like totally lit up my heart, it was what she shared with me in her vulnerability and her complete rawness that truly made me realize that this is a space that we need. That this is a space that people can come feel vulnerable in, can come feel safe in, can come feel seen in, and just be. The second was Colorist over on Instagram. And she posted her top 10 color YouTube content creators, and I was listed among one of them. I'm still in shock over this. I still don't believe it. There's times where I go back, I screenshotted, this moment, and I still go back to it and look, was I really on that list? Like, that's crazy. And I'm so honored to be amongst some of these incredibly amazing women. And to be found amongst them just feels like, I don't know, it just feels incredible. But what she said was she had selected me for my courage as a new creator, to carve out a positive path when it comes to coloring, as she is all about inclusion and confidence building. And when I saw those words, inclusion and confidence building, I got my sign. Because as a teacher and teaching, special ed for several years, I was all about inclusion. And that's how I've been my whole life. That there's a place for everyone at the table. And confidence building is just what we need in this world. We need a heck of a lot more confidence building than what we see daily as far as tearing people down. And so putting myself out there in these vulnerable ways in the beginning stages of my coloring journey and as a YouTuber allows people to show up and be seen in the beginning stages of whatever it is they're going through. It's those similarities of being able to grow on our journeys that we don't always get to see anymore. We get to see the really pretty, polished, perfect sides of so many people's lives with social media or what's put out, just overall in the media or in magazines or whatever. And we don't really get to see the raw beginnings of people's journeys. And I just thought that, maybe that's part of the important side to see. And then the third sign was, again, my friend Allie. Sweet Artie Allie shouted me out about my Let Your Light Shine series on her channel. And it just was like another reminder of that I've already made these connections and these roots have started growing in this community, and that my roots are growing too, that I am like that seed we have talked about in some of the other videos that I have been planted. And man, I haven't bloomed yet, and that's fine. That's fine that that's not where my story is yet. But that I am growing. I'm growing in the struggle that it is to be a new creator. I'm growing in the struggle of being vulnerable to put myself out there in front of, possibly hundreds of strangers. I'm growing in the ways that I'm choosing to continue to show up when it's just freaking hard to do it. And I'm growing because I'm proving to myself that I can do hard things and that I'm going to continue to persevere even when the world and the universe is making me feel like I can't. I'm learning to be my biggest fan. And that's something I've never been in my life. I'm really good at being everyone else's biggest fan. But I haven't been my own. And this experience and this journey is teaching me the importance of fangirling for myself, right? That's not selfish. That's something we have to do. We have to fangirl for ourselves, that we believe in ourselves and what we're capable of doing. And then when we're confident in that, we can fangirl for, every other woman out there trying to achieve their dreams and the things that they are going after. And we can fangirl for them in moments of heartbreak and sadness, and we can celebrate with them in their moments of greatness. All of the things that we as women go through, we can actually learn to be there for one another through it all. I think that's the thing that was so amazing about these three women, and none of them know that they were my signs in that 24-hour time. But I had this week of turbulence and struggle and so much self-doubt, and they gave me a gift by acting on a nudge to share their light with me. And I think about, what if they hadn't acted on that nudge? What if Jen would have watched my videos and felt the things that she felt and just been so glad I found a new channel. Great, I'll come back and see, her next video, and didn't leave those comments? What if colorists didn't act on the nudge to put out those 10 people that have inspired her in some capacity in the coloring world right now? What if she just said in her head, I really love this colorist, or man, this one inspires me because of this. And she kept those things inside and she didn't share them with those 10 people that had impacted her or made a difference. What if Allie didn't spend the time that she does on every video giving shout outs and beautiful sentiments to the people in the coloring community that she is cheering for and watching their videos and like helping them believe in themselves? Like, she is a life giver in what she does. And what if she took all of that out and didn't say anything? They were the catalyst for me that day to be like, I've got a drop in my bucket. It's time to go back to work. Versus like feeling my bucket's empty and my sign is I'm done. So thank you from the bottom of my heart to you 3 lovely souls and the love and sunshine that you poured into me this past week. To all of us watching this, I hope that we act on the nudges that we get. I hope that we tell the people in our life when they inspire us. I hope we tell them when they impress us, or when we need to show them gratitude, or when we need to just show up for the heartbreak that they're experiencing. I hope at the end of the day we are showing up for the people in our circles. And then I hope we're able to show up for the people outside our circles and allow that circle to expand, that the love and the light that we are, able to give can expand outside of that circle. I hope we never see the mountains as the stopping point, because so many of us will take, like I have in the past, the hardship and let it be the reason we quit. Instead, I hope it becomes the reason we get strong. Because I don't know anybody who can climb a mountain and not feel a little bit stronger when they get to the top. But I hope we all realize too that like most mountains that people are climbing, most mountains that everybody is climbing, we don't see. Like some mountains, yes, it's very obvious. You can see, outside things that are happening and you know what each person's mountain is. But that's just the thing. Every person is climbing a mountain. But we can choose if we give them a boost on the way up with our words and our actions, or whether we kick them back down to start the climb again. So I guess my challenge for each of you this week is to reach out to 5 different people and tell them something positive about the impact they have made or are currently making in your life. Thank them. Show them appreciation. Tell them what you admire about them. Let them know that they made a difference. Whatever it may mean for you, do that. And then see how it fills your cup when you do. Thank you for filling my cup. Each view that I see on my video, I take a moment to extend gratitude out into the universe toward each person who is a part of those views. And it just makes me feel so lucky that you would choose to spend some of your time with me. Time is so precious. It is such a gift. And for you to pause and spend time in this community means the world to me. If you would like to connect through something deeper, please don't hesitate to comment. Or you can also send me a private message through Instagram, or I also have my email linked down below in the description. I obviously would love to send all of you love and sunshine directly. I just don't know who all my views are. So you have to stop and you have to say hello. But I do appreciate you because I'm still climbing. I'm here. I'm 3 months in. Man, it's been a journey, and I'm going to keep going. So thank you to each of you because you all have added to this journey, and I'm so grateful for you. We're jumping back to the video now. And I'm sorry this is a little disjointed. It's not my usual way of wanting to do this, but it was, do I scrap this entire video and redo this, or do I just try to do this voiceover? And this is what I tried to determine what would be the best way, and this is what I went for, guys. So hopefully I will get some of these things figured out, and we'll get better at the technical side of YouTube in the future. But back to our little background here. I've did my Neocolor 2s, and now I'm going in with my Crayola Super Tips, and I'm just using my acrylic stamp holders that I use for like my journaling, and I'm drawing the Crayola marker on top of those stamps, and then I'm activating it with just a little bit of a spritz of water. And again, this is a technique that I did in my last Let Your Light Shine video. So I had pulled a variety of different blues to kind of see how they would mix together. I also wanted to see if the Neocolor 2 would reactivate if it came into contact with some of these markers. But you can kind of tell the stamping changes every time. Sometimes the water really takes to the page and sometimes it doesn't. Some of the lighter markers too are not coming off on the page very well throughout this process. You need a little bit more water than I was probably using at the beginning, and I think it gets better here as we go. And that's just a whole stamp there. Good job. So you can see that I'm like stamping it out, trying to like move it around. But that's the nice thing about it being water. You can kind of play with it and push it around. I think I was looking for some different colors. I started realizing that I didn't have any dark markers selected. So you'll have to let me know if you think you might try this technique. I thought the Neocolors worked fine on this Rita Berman paper. I thought the watercolor technique went pretty good. I don't think I was using enough water at the beginning. I also kept going down in the size that I was using of my acrylic squares. And then the inside like spine area of the book where it's stitched, it was a lot harder to get into those spaces with some of the bigger squares. It's like the book didn't want to take the whole square there for some reason. Just making sure that my blotter page is underneath there so this doesn't go to the next page. And I haven't even checked yet as to whether this bled through the back. So I'm going to grab my book here. And I know you won't be able to see it on camera, but I'm gonna check it out for you. So I do have a little bit of ghosting on the back page from the Crayola Super Tip part of it. Luckily it's blue though, and this is an ocean book, so if I choose to do that page, I can cover it pretty easily. But like I said, there is a little bit of ghosting, but it's probably just in the spots where I really used a lot of water. And it's just something you would have to play with in each of your books, depending on the paper that you have. I do plan to go on with the sea flowers and do some acrylic markers, and the center of those sea flowers are just calling to me with rhinestones. But we'll see. maybe I won't, but it just seems like that's what should be happening. I feel at this point it was kind of turning into like almost like a tie-dye effect, and I was really digging it. I thought it was a lot of fun. And it's just the process of lay and play, right? You lay it down and you're just kind of playing, and then you see what the next one's going to do, and you can't really know what's going to happen. So you just kind of have to be open for anything. I really wanted that light color to work on the page, and it just was being stubborn. It would barely come off on the square, and it would come off fine on the paper towel, but it was not liking the square at all. So gonna have to see. I had that same problem, if you guys remember my first Weekly Whips video when we did the dopamine coloring, and some of the lighter pigments did not move on the page. So I don't know if it has something to do with the lighter pigments or what, but yeah, just kind of a interesting realization there between the two projects. I did see somebody do this with distressed ink, and I was like, oh, that's a cool concept. Like I should try that sometime. But I thought the watercolors, the super tips, the watercolor markers would be fun to try with. So that's why I did that this time, but maybe we can try it with the distressed ink, or if you've tried it with the distressed ink, let us know like how it worked for you. I'm rubbing it to see which side is the completely smooth side that doesn't have the grid on it, because that's the side that I need to use for the marker. So I moved down to a little bit of a smaller one, and this kind of helps a little bit get some of those spaces a little bit more that had some of the white. I think right now I'm looking for a darker color. I wanted a dark blue, almost like a navy. That is not it, but I promise you it's coming. We're going to give this another spray and see what happens here. So anytime there was like a little pocket of water, if you just put the acrylic square back on it, it'll kind of smush it back out to that paint splatter. Okay, this is where I'm looking for another color. I'm talking to you guys about what I think, which one would be good. And so I'm looking for that one. I also remember during this time I was talking about how the Crayola Super Tips do not come labeled with their color or any type of number system. And so I just grabbed a marker the first time, and I thought I was grabbing a yellow, and I put it on my page, and it was like neon fluorescent yellow and not what I wanted at all. So I learned that the hard way and had to make my own color swatch chart. And then I labeled all of my markers with the numbers on the bottom. So they are a great product to use. Like, they're so versatile and you can use them for so many different things on your pages. But I would definitely, I'm talking about how the marker caps don't match right here. So I'm pointing at the bright blue that color is, and it was like a gray brown or gray blue instead on the marker cap. So yeah, I was talking about how you definitely want to come up with some type of system for those markers so that when you go to use them, you're not having to swatch like every single one of your reds to find the red color that you want or so forth. but they're an inexpensive art medium. I think I paid like $15 for my set of, I have 100 or 120 of them, 100 maybe, I think 100, and they're great. Like, and they're so much fun since they are a water-based marker that you can do things like this, or you can put it on a paint palette and pick that up. Kind of like I showed you on my Johanna Basford book this week and did the stippling of the title page. That was another method. You can paint with them. You can color with them. They're nice because you can use them on a lot of double-sided books as long as you kind of test the paper and make sure that it's not going to bleed through. But yeah, it's not like a alcohol marker where you're guaranteed that bleed through on the other page. So, and the super tip is nice because you can just really get into those like small spaces, but you can also get into larger spaces in color as well. So at this point, I think I'm starting to really like it, and I'm kind of looking at it and talking about being done. And then I decide that I could add some distressed ink with some of my stamps, and I'm going to be doing that here in just a second. So if y'all are still with me, sending you a big ol' hug. Thanks. Thanks for being with me. Thanks for like not giving up on me in this video. Like I said, it just felt, just so par for the course that I would have complete technical difficulties in this video since I spent so much time talking about it. But again, it's the universe trying to test me to see if I'm going to give up or whether I'm going to keep going. And I'm still going, I'm here and I'm not giving up. So I hope that you will show up and not give up as well. Tell me the ways that you need to be like cheered for so that you don't give up and I can be your cheerleader. Because sometimes it's hard when it continues to happen. I think I'm looking at my messy hands. But yeah, we're going to get some of my distressed inks out, and then my stamps. I think I was looking between like a one that kind of looked like bubbles and the one that looked like a splatter, and I went with the splatter one. I think it just kind of mimicked what I was trying to do in the background anyway. I just put the bubble one out there. It's kind of hard to see though since it's clear. And then I grabbed this splatter one and I decided that that's probably the one I was going to do after doing a little comparison of the two. And then I just pick a couple different blues that I have. I think this is Faded Jeans. I couldn't remember where the names were, and they're on the front. So this is Faded Jeans, I believe, and I'm just going to stamp this around my page. And obviously, this shows, too, how fast the watercolor markers dry. Not every part of my page was dry, but enough of it was dry for me to put these little stamps on the background. And they almost look like little sea urchins or something, too. So it's kind of like, I felt like it looked like a little bit of like a depth perception, like maybe deeper down in the ocean. But just kind of fun. Sometimes it's fun just to play with what you have and to see what you can do with it. And then I tried to do a few that were kind of like half on the page, half off. I try to remember to do that just so that it's not just like your picture is only in the center, that you remember that it is a continuation on of things. And then I grabbed another color and I cannot remember. Let me see if I can look at my ink pad here. Okay, I think the other one that I used was called Broken China. So that one's a little bit harder to see. It's more of a turquoise color. But I just kind of popped a few of those in here or there. And then, yeah, I think this is where I end for the day. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to get my guana acrylic markers out, and I think I'm going to work on those seed flowers, and then I'll have to decide what I do in the centers. Maybe pop down in the comments what you think I will do or what you think I should do for the centers of those seed flowers. And yeah, I don't know if there'll be any other mediums that I'll add. Probably some gel pen, but who knows? We'll see. We'll see where my imagination takes me. But I just wanted to say thank you for being here. Thank you for your grace as I navigated these technical difficulties. I appreciate you guys so much. I hope that you will spend the time this week reaching out to at least 5 people and letting them know that they make a difference in your life. Follow the nudges that the universe gives you. Act on them. Don't ignore them. They mean something. And in the big scheme of things, they can make all the difference. So I am looking forward to seeing you guys next week on our next weekly whip video, and I hope that you will continue to join me for some of my other series that I have on the channel. I'm sending you all of my love and sunshine, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.